Hey there, team, and welcome once again to my New Year's battle. I say that, of course, because I have recorded a New Year's battle already this year, but unfortunately there was some goofs involved with that involving my microphone. You can still find it in the description of this video if you wish to check it out, but I will be, a warning, I have decided I will definitely be going back to that battle on a later date. I really would like to get it done. It was a lot of fun to do it, and I want to make sure that I do that some justice. It's going to be a long while before it gets done, though, so feel free to... Whoa, we've got a little bit of a freeze there. Okay, good, we're back. That was a bit of a concern. But yeah, anyway, so this fight has been done already on Umbar's channel. This was... But, I mean, it's been a long time. It was a very enjoyable battle. I actually thought it was a little bit longer than it is. So, but that's all well and good. And I think it's a pretty damn good battle. So hopefully it'll still be some good fun. Playing as Umbar, which is a very common faction for me, but I've got a lot of units I do not normally take. Got my Corsair infantry out front, armored up as well. I never really take these guys. As I say, I don't really touch hybrid units. Behind them I've got Corsairs. Again, don't really grab them. I do love, like, two sword units, but, like, yeah, I mean, sword without a shield is always a scary thought for me, especially when they're so lightly armored. You're gonna have to keep these guys from getting shot up. To the side, though, Belegar Footmen, that's a much more common sight for me to grab. Most of my armies, like Belegar Footmen or Belegar Archers and Pikes, a Dunaim Shield Guard there alongside some more Belegar Footmen, more Shield Guard, more Footmen, and more Shield Guard. By them, some Belegar Pikes, Corsair Blackguards, Sentinels, Blackguards, and the Harbingers of Castamere there with my general today. To my side, I've got two, I believe. No, I've only got... Yeah, I've got two Umbars and two Mordors, I think. So we've got Froggy here, so he's got his Mordor archers, a nice orc fodder spam mixed in with some Mordor infantry. That's what I like. I like the sort of mixture of those two units there, not just the orc fodder by themselves. And Mordor archers there, halberds and infantry, with a lot of these orc maulers with that armor upgrade. Of course, most of Harad's roster's not really got much armor to speak of, but AP is never it's never unnecessary. It's never not useful. Back there, the Minas Morgul Chosen with some Olag High, more Mordor infantry, some Temple Guard, and the Uruk captains keeping the general safe today, and some Javis, Temple Executioners with an armor upgrade. So yeah, I mean, the champions of Nafarat really gonna have to go toe to toe with them. Nothing else on the field can. Over here, we've got quite a similar army for Mevin. Looks like, yeah, orc fodder infantry, Minas Morgul Chosen. Oh, he's got some Blackguard of Barad-dûr, which will be very useful for, well, the later stages or the mid or early stages. And also he has his unit of Nazgul. Again, another unit that I would say is going to be quite difficult for the boys to counter, but at the same time, they do have a lot of AP, Harad. And then we've got Daba there. Again, he was in the last... He was actually, yeah, he was in my last attempt at doing this, and I kind of found Daba Duba was going to be a bit of an issue, so yeah, just Daba for now. He's got his orc, he's got a nice little box here, orc fodder out front. He's got his Minas Morgul Chosen, the Blackguard Barad-dûr was what I was trying to call my attention toward, and of course the fearsome Olag High once again. And lastly, yeah, so it is 3 Mordors and 2 Umbar armies here. We've got Vocek as my, fellow evil man there, Dark Numenorians. He's got a Shield Guard out front, behind him Corsair Infantry. Does he have a pretty similar army to me? It's looking like it. Yes. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Now, of course, what we have to face here in this gorgeous settlement, and what I would assume is very, very far south Harad, with this very sort of, pyramids of Mesoamerican culture. It's gorgeous to see, and I really think that the Haradrim units look gorgeous fighting alongside, well, like fighting inside it, especially the Mahud units and the Trollmen. They feel right at home here. But I'll take a little minute to sort of gush over the map as things are going on. I love this little lake, little rock structure there. I love this town kind of runs right up against the lakeside there. with all these little stilts leading out of it. It's gorgeous. This just blew my mind when I was playing. Really freaking adored this little... But yeah, just... I don't quite know what that section's called on the wall when you sort of open it up to let the water pass through, I'm afraid. Yeah, but either way, it's really nice, and it sort of creates this little interior lake. Anything else? I'm just trying to get through all the nice things now so I don't have to go on and on about it, I'm afraid, guys. So... And then, yeah, just the lakes up top, just providing, again, nice sort of defensive advantage. And these deep, crevasses, I suppose, which, this isn't really a crevasse, but just deep divots in the ground that are going to be causing some shenanigans for us. Quick little, explanation, of course. New Year's battles, I do have a few drinks throughout, so you're going to hear the occasional mouth noise, which might be a little bit displeasing to some people, but I mean, that's just kind of the way it goes in these ones. We'll touch on this right now. So we have these 2 units of Mumikil by glorious Kazakhstan there, gearing up to go toe-to-toe with me right off the bat. Issue, of course, with these gates, they're a little bit too low. It's not like this was before the map that WK made, where the Mumikil can actually sort of move in and out freely. With this, they're either inside or they're outside. So they were chosen, it's probably better to have them outside. Mr. Sneakman is another one of the defenders there. Stretching along these walls, more of these dismounted Serpent Guard with that armor upgrade. So that's going to be very, yes, that's an armor upgrade. Let's have a look at the captain. Oh, no, he's not over there. Yes, I believe armor upgraded, because this guy, yeah, they look like this guy. So, very tough for us to break through. Quite skilled, but also good amount of armor on them. Definitely going to be gutting a lot of our Corsairs and Corsair infantry. Southron pikes there with that AP is going to be tough for the orcs to grind through too. More of these dismounted Serpent Guard with these Southron Warband and more dismounted, pikes. Southron archers there, Serpent Guard. Trollmen of Harad there, more of these archers. We'll just have a general I'll call out more of these important units rather than just everything in particular. Serpent's Fangs, that's where they've got their generals today, I think, which I like. It means you can kind of throw the champions in Afrat, be a bit more wild with them. And the Serpent's Fangs can use up their ammunition, keep the generals safe, and then, be sent in more as a last resort, rather than as the main, as I say, it's good to be free with your elites, and if your general's tucked into one of them, it can be a bit scary. Last defender today is Asa. Yeah, Asa. I'm not quite sure how we say that again, I can't remember. But I say these the Mahud warriors and stuff, even that, I might just use that, because it's just such a nice, they just look perfect against it, it's great, just all the colours just mixing in, lovely. And really, yeah, this is their home without a doubt. More of these pikes on the walls. As I say, probably just to man the walls right now. Probably not intending to fight there. I don't... pikes on walls is always a worry for me. It can work incredibly well. But, I guess on these slightly wider walls, it might be just what they need. But, so, we'll get going there. Let me take... And there, as well, there will be the occasional pause as I take a drink, as perhaps I even pour a drink now and again. So, where is my drink as I'm speaking? And, we'll begin with that. Today I'm just going straight for some champagne. Nothing, not an expensive fancy. Oopsie daisies. Spilling some of said champagne there, just as I did in the last fight, actually, but just doing it much earlier. You see, I'm nothing fancy, of course, but yeah, just something to go for. Now, he's not actually rushing straight at me. It felt like he was rushing straight at me. As you can see, I'm gaining... Oh, I'm sort of pushing straight on up. Let's actually lower the vegetation. See if that sort of makes things a little bit more smooth for us, because we are struggling with the frames there, which is not too pretty to see. My immediate thought, I want to gain some ground. We've got 3 armies focused in this southwest corner. We've got 1 army coming in from the north. So my aim was come around to the east. It's going to take so long for anybody else to get over there, and I am always a big believer in pressuring as many entrance points as you possibly can. Within reason, sometimes it's not a great idea, but I think if you're a newer player, for sure, Just keep this idea of just try and come in from as many places at once. As long as you're well timed, it's usually going to work out. So that's why I'm trying to push up a bit faster, and why I'm maybe putting myself at risk of these Mumikil. But I'm getting my Corsair Blackguards up there. Reason being, of course, I want to get my Javelins into these guys. I don't know if the Blackguards have the Throne trait on their Javelins. If you have that, it's, of course, they're throwing weapons, but it's a special trait that not all throwing units have. So, but if you've got that, then you do this additional damage to elephant units, so chariots and elephants, and you can really gut them in no time at all. But even if I don't have that trait, the Blackguards still have quite a high damage javelin, and it's still 120 javelins coming flying right into these guys, and they're big targets, they're tough to miss. Still spreading them out nice and wide so that I'm not going to suffer too much from a charge. And my Corsair Infantry over here too, massed arrow fire, as I say again, it's a big target, very easy to hit. But I've got my Blackguard here. We're taking a lot of arrow fire from the Mumikil. Come on, gamers. I might go for something like this. Let's let them get a little bit closer. Go for 2 screenshots like that, see what that works out to be. And you can see I didn't actually get a volley with my Blackguards. I think it was just my goof that they weren't on fire well. But this unit, I've been kind of lucky that they've spread out, and also I think maybe Kazakhstan should have come in with both of them on me. I've talked about this before in a few battles. I really think if you're going to come out with cavalry, or in this case, very big cavalry in the form of the Mumikil, I think your best bet is usually to pick one player and bully them. Pick one player and see if you can absolutely destroy them. Focus your power together. Whereas it looks like Kazakhstan's gone for more of like a hit Windy Pops a little bit, and then come over and hit Froggy a little bit too. And that's allowing me to sort of deal with these guys. You know, because of how chaotic the initial attack was, I was not set up properly. You're seeing here, wow. I'm so shocked that those Corsairs haven't suffered greater casualties there. But no, they just keep getting back up. Good light infantrymen there, very nice to see. The footmen have not been so lucky. But yeah, just so much Corsair infantry fire, taking them down without suffering all that much. These poor maulers from Froggy moving in to absorb that charge. Going to be doing a good bit of damage there. Let's actually go to 0.7 for a second, just see if we can actually observe the damage of these Mumikil a bit better. The Oleg High could come in for a quick charge there, but yeah, Froggy's got a lot to scramble around with right now. Orc fodder, we're not too worried. And you can see just again, this is how we're dealing with these Mumikil. Just massed arrow fire. Just bring him down as quickly as we can. Even if it's using up a fair bit of our ammunition, gotta be done. Now this guy's running amok, good, but I wanted him dead. He was behind my lines. I didn't want to worry about him later. That's kind of funny, dead. I've never really seen the... Came across a bit weird. Never really... Oh yeah, huh. Cool. Anyway, cool. So they are gunners, and I felt okay about that. We've lost 2% of our guys, but that's some expensive units that just went down there. Froggy's still got this one to deal with, but it's actually broken. It's not running amok, it's broken. I'm going to actually turn up the game sounds a little bit. Look for that. Just a tiny bit. Just not really hearing much as we're hovering over the battlefield. But yeah, this Mumikil breaking off. It's going to try and run back to the town centre, but it ain't going to get there. So yeah, opening fire on it is kind of the important thing here. They're not firing upon us anymore. They are just trying to get away, but hopefully Froggy can just bring it down. I'm not actually sure what ends up happening with that poor guy. Oh well. Either way, Froggy, as well as me, has come out of that not looking too bad. For how badly that could have gone, as I say, I wouldn't have expected anything, but like I would have suggested, if that was down to me, to just pick on me. I would have just either just pick on me or just pick on somebody else. Whoever you think is going to be less equipped to deal with you. Maybe over here, because this Umbar player was so far on his own. He was Vocek over here. He was totally by himself. Maybe that's who I would have bullied, but yeah. Just slammed down with both of them onto him. But either way, we countered them quite nicely. These Orc Maulers from Froggy still coming on in. It is still running amok, but it's right in Froggy's way. He's going to have to deal with it at some point, so yeah, might as well just get it done. Now those towers are starting to cling and clang away, taking down a few of these Mordor infantry. Luckily over here we've got the towers pushing up, so they are actually, you know, they're absorbing most of that fire arrow, you know, damage there. Not going to do too much. Of course, they can take a good pounding from the fire arrows. It's very rare to see a tower go down. We've not actually been able to pick how many towers, as I said before. You know, this is a, well, I should not say it in this battle, but this is a scenario fight. Who set this one up, though? I'm afraid I can't remember. I can't remember a lot of the time, but this, you know, give me some credit here. This one was a long time ago, so I wasn't able to. Yeah, I'm not too sure. But you're not able to pick your armies in this scenario. You've just got to, well, you pick from a selection. You can't pick them exactly. So that's why we don't have these swarms of siege towers that you so often do spot. Goodness sake. Still pursuing that Mumikil with these orc fodder and more orc maulers. Orc fodder may have an anti-cavalry bonus, but these are elephants, of course. That, I don't know if they got that damage off, because they just ran into them. But had they been able to actually get that damage off, that would have been like 50 orc fodder stabbing into a Mumikil. That could have dropped it. But still, I'm going to have a long, long walk. And we're all in a channel together, both attackers and defenders. So we are communicating as we're moving up. And we're sort of working out a strategy, but you've got to be a bit careful, as always. You don't want to reveal your strategy to the other side. Froggy has arrived. The more numerous Mordor armies, you know, we definitely would want them to attack first. Even though they have some incredible elites, they have the best fodder among us. They've got heaps and heaps of these beautiful Mordor infantry. About as good a fodder unit as you can really hope for. Nicely armoured, not absolutely incompetent, but very high numbers. Up against something like the Dismounted Serpent Guard, though, that's exactly what you want to deal with the Mordor infantry. They will just man-on-man easily best the Mordor infantry. And these guys don't actually have the armor upgrade, so it's not just across-the-board thing for the Serpent Guards. Some of them are just bog-standard Serpent Guard, but still, a bog-standard Serpent Guard is able to kill many Mordor infantry before he goes down. But they'll grind away for a bit, make a bit of space for something else to come in behind them. The issue here is there's nothing behind them there, and they're already wavering. Maybe there's just a bit too much space. Froggy a bit pulled off to deal with that Mumikil, and the rest of his army is falling behind a little bit. But just losing a unit more on infantry is something that can be lost. He's got his towers in place, so he can chill out for a little while. Just grab another sip here. The throat is going on me here. No, not good. Of course, I've been bumping up the recordings, doing a lot more recording than I normally would. So my throat is, of course, going to be struggling a bit at this point. Not far, well, yeah, by the time this goes out, I said it in the last video, but I was wrong with that. But by tomorrow, when this video is released, I will be heading down south, getting ready to rejoin my boat for another few months of work. These Hishari shadows popped up. We're heading on inside. Nice, what beautiful body-piercing mounted archers there. Nice Grey Company. If the Grey Company were chicks, I suppose, chicks from the desert, they are going to be causing us a tremendous amount of damage, no matter who they go for today. That catapult as well is in the center, and they've got some Hishari and Hishari stalkers for Asa. So yeah, more body piercing and even more body piercing from the demons of the desert. So they've certainly got some nice tools to rip us up. Another catapult there as well for Mr. Sneakman, which he can use to some effect, no doubt. But it looks like the only place that we've really got some clashes going on is with Froggy once again clashing him. But these guys are up, you know, going toe to toe with these armor upgraded Serpent Guard. Goodness, I'm really not hearing too much from this. I've not got anything tremendously lower than usual. Bump that up to maybe like a 60%. Hopefully this doesn't come across too loud in the recording, but it should be okay. they're holding their, I mean, they're holding their own as well as could be expected from those poor black Uruks there. No contact along this front. It looks like our next Mordor army, Daba, is arriving to come along the west side, and that's leaving us, you know, an Umbar in the north, an Umbar in the east, and a primary attack of 2 Mordor armies, along with even a handful of my Umbar forces coming in from the south. I've got these Corsair infantry over here. I found that I had a half-decent shot. Let's see how effective that is. Well, obviously not effective enough for me to continue, so I decided against it. But still, it's a nice beefy sort of 180-man unit, and it should be able to sort of best some of these Orcs and Uruks. But the main thing I wanted to bring over was just a bit of firepower. Trying to do my general thing of getting over on the sort of parallel, I guess I could say, to the wall, and just get some arrows up and over and shoot these poor dismounted Serpent Guard in the back there. That would be lovely. They don't have a great shield value, but if you can negate the shield value entirely, why not? Always good. But yeah, so I've still got my pikes and just some Corsairs, and that's all I've sent over here. Not very much at all, but just a little bit to make sure that the south is clearly our primary attack. Everything else is hopefully going to be just a breakthrough or just a general thing to attract a bit of attention. You know, it's nice to have a main area of combat, partly for a thematic and enjoyment focus. It's fun to really focus a lot of your attention in one area, but it's also, you know, got some tactical advantage, I guess, with having that be our primary point. Coming over here with one of my towers, and then the next one is over here with the ram, of course, well, going to the gate. Do I not have another? No, I do not. I only have 2 siege towers and a ram. So, 3 points of entrance is all I will be able to achieve there. So you can see casualty-wise, I mean, 20 casualties to the dismounted Serpent Guard there with their armor upgrade, and, you know, another 10 to the dismounted Serpent Guard without. And this is my firepower, and it's, let's watch it again. It's coming in okay, right? Coming in okay. I inflicted 3 casualties there. Now, this is from a hybrid unit. I don't have much ammunition with these Corsair infantry. Killed another guy. You'd almost be tempted to come just a bit closer and get these troll men. And maybe, I think that's what I should have done, to be honest. Even though I'd be hitting their left side, I'd be hitting that shielded side. Troll men are just so effective in melee and so poorly armored that I think it would have been a better shout. We got some javelins coming in. Yep, Froggy's orc javelins, throwing straight up and over instead of just throwing through the gate. Some of them are right into Southern Warband. Okay, they'll be able to shrug it off, but the pikes.
Our men have done well.
Actually, sorry, I don't think there are any pikes there.
Have fallen.
Let me just examine that again. No, that is all Warband. Yeah, okay, that's all Warband. Okay, they can take that damage for a bit. Looks like, yeah, he did pull out the South Run pikes, got them away from the possible damage. And okay, no, I did send over something more. I thought I did. Got my Dunheim Shield Guards. So that's a little bit of a different story for the poor Serpent Guard. They've gutted heaps and heaps of these poorly trained but menacing Black Uruks. And now the Black Numenorians have arrived, and that's going to be a bit trickier for them. But the Trollmen should be a great little counter. Of course, we don't just rely on our armor. We've got that spear, this great Numenorian skill, but it's going to be tough to deal with these fanatic Trollmen. It'll keep these guys in check for a little while, keep them busy, and fingers crossed, inflict a few more casualties. Goodness me, let's just go to 0.7 for a second, just see if we can get those frames looking a little bit more natural. Got my Corsair infantry jumping up here. That armor upgrade is going to give us a chance. We outnumber them so much. You're seeing moments of it being an even fight, but yeah, this is going to be messy. But right after us, there's another beefy unit of Mordor infantry. And if we can just flood these guys, start fighting them 1v12, which you can't really do on a wall, but really get our numbers up there, get them pushed apart, perhaps we can get something working. Or maybe even just get through these archers, start slicing them apart. I'm engaging with my own attack here, with my Belagar footmen leading the way. Again, relying on that spear to just hold them in place for a while. Got my Corsairs ready to come in behind them. Hopefully they can inflict a bit more damage with their swords. Blackguards, again, trying to come alongside the wall. This is something that you can do with these curved walls. I was hoping to just get my javelins into their backs there, but you can see it's just not really worked out for me. I couldn't find the arc. And it was a right pain. The siege tower over here. Nobody wants to sort of really engage those trollmen, but I need another entrance point, so I'm trying to have them engage. My boys are just kind of chilling out right now. They have been ordered to do this. And over there, the gate is getting battered on down as well. With the rest of my troops kind of just hanging back or moving up into position. Sort of splitting my army mostly in half, or at least these forces splitting them in half. Half preparing to go through the gate and half of them preparing to flood on up here into this corner. If I can get up in here, this would be a lovely point of attack. Now, we've really neglected the north, my Umbar neighbour, or my Umbar ally. Far from being my neighbour, so far away on the battlefield. It looks like we've had an unsuccessful well, we're seeing quite a few dead Haradrim. But it seems to be primarily dead Corsairs there. And it seems to be the same situation happening here for poor Vocek. The fodder of my ally being sliced down quite comfortably on the walls. What's going on through the gate? Nothing major. A few of these spearmen are dead though. Looks like, yeah, at the hands of the Corsair infantry. Finding a great shot there. Perfect. There's no shields in front of these boys for Mr. Sneakman. Mr. Sneakman was definitely, one second, taking a bit of a mentoring role, with some of his teammates being sort of one of the more experienced players, so it's no surprise that he is sort of missing a few moments like this, as he's got to be watching out for the entire battlefield, not just his section. You can see throughout, the defenders have been mixing up their forces. It's unlike what you normally see, where it's, you know, one defender is focusing on one area and another here and here, and very much splitting and focusing on their own spaces. Yeah, now this really threw a spanner at me. I needed another entrance point, but I didn't get it. So all I've got now is the gate. And of course, this point here. Flooding on up with some shield guard. Again, shield guard, now that they've got some fodder, they can really sort of batter into these dismounted serpent guard. And grind away again. It still is victory is certain for the serpent guard, but hopefully we'll be inflicting a fair bit of damage. Can't trust just on, you know, what it's saying there. Oh, that looked like a body piercing shot. Was I mistaken? No, I must have been mistaken. Yeah, but still, these Mornon infantry trying to finish up what my Corsair infantry. Oh no, my Corsair infantry haven't run off. They're still about, still battering away to the serpent guard. Let me just check something here. Yep, okay, good. Just ensuring that we are on the right fan sings, making sure that we're not... I guess it is just a big battle, that's what's causing a lot of this. And whenever the shadows, yeah, it's the shadows opening up into my poor pikemen that have been breaking through the gate there. I tried to sort of fight through the gateway, you know, in the way that pikes like to go toe-to-toe with their pikes. But then they started opening up with their rangers, really tore us apart. Goodness sake, and they still are. So I wanted to get my pikes out of there at least, and hold their own. Oh, damn! If I was just a little bit more organised, this would have been a lovely fight for my pikes. But even still, they'll hopefully do okay. But pikes don't really like fighting 3-1. At least not 3-1, where the enemy can sort of get around them and start slicing them up like this. We should still, given the damage that they've taken to the Rangers, I'd be content if they could sort of just beat those units of Southron archers. That would be more than enough for me. I've got my Corsairs charging in here alongside the Shield Guard, giving them a little bit of backup. And I also felt the Corsairs might be able to do some sort of cost-effective damage to the Trollmen of Harad. Trollmen of Harad, of course, being very much AP, thunking beasts behind their swords, and these little nimble, I don't want to say ninja, but they're little nimble pirates. They can hopefully just come in with their curved blades and slice them on up. Southron archers here, not out of ammunition, but we're starting to make some good ground on the walls. What are we at now? 36 for... God, ouch. Okay, we are 10% behind, but I've said it before a lot. In the early or approaching mid stages, that's not a bad place to be as an attacker. You're okay with that. And as long as you're still under 50%, it's okay to be sometimes even really quite far down in the in a disadvantaged position. But they're just benefiting from their AP. Southron Warband AP spears. These Uruks really only rely on their armor. And yeah, I mean, they've got more defensive ability than a Man of Rude Hour, but unlike a Man of Rude Hour, they're not really packing the same punch. There was a good push through this gate, but it has been turned away. A lot of casualties on both sides. Holy smokes, a lot. Looks like it was the Blackguard of Barad-dûr pouring in through here to get in amongst these Mahud warriors, I believe. It's looking like Mahud warriors, but I'm not seeing any shields on the ground. Beast hunters, perhaps? Or berserkers. Yes, I suppose it's berserkers, and these are two-handed weapons. Goodness, wow. Interesting stuff, for sure. But either way, looks like it was turned back, and Daba does not have anything more to continue the push. Coming on around the north. More pressure coming in from Volchek. The disciplined men, or relatively disciplined men, of the Belagar footmen regiments, getting a bit of ground on the walls, and, whoa. There I am speaking through my glass for a second. We have a bit of trouble for these pikes. I think they've sorted themselves out now, and yeah, the Belagar footmen are getting quite up close and personal to them, being able to really sort of deal a bit of damage, where the pikes can't keep them back in the same way. A lot of these Corsairs arriving now, though. An awful lot of these Corsairs. Over here, more Belagar footmen, showing their worth, showing why I tend to rely so much of them with my armies. But Volchek's coming in with a deep attack now, and we don't see any body piercing. No, the Hashari, but no Hashari shadows or stalkers that would really, give a quick end to this attack. But they can only do that so many times. They don't have endless amounts of ammunition for these body-piercing gals. Champion and Afrat from Mr. Sneakman standing by, waiting for something more of a challenge. And over here, I am actually making my attack. Can't take those walls, so I've just got to pour myself entirely into the gate. I did manage to get a handful of guys up there. You can see my Blackguard tried to rise up, but the Trollmen chased after me. I managed to run all the way around there. Very good stuff. So yeah, still, they can do a lot more damage to me with their javelins right now, as they have been. A lot of this Beast Hunter fire slamming into my boys. These poor pikes just taking a beating there, trying to hold back the Trollmen. I don't really want to use my javelins up against the Trollmen, or like shoot them down or something, but I need to. And it's only a matter of time before those Trollmen manage to sort of make it to me. So I've got to get my jabs in there, especially if I can get their backs. Which for the time being, I certainly can. A few of the Trollmen captains there standing their ground on the walls, watching their... It's not to say that they're fully in command of the Trollmen, but watching the men that they're controlling for the time being, battling there. So my generals dropped. I do tend to use my elites very freely, and had to fight these Trollmen with something. Corsairs coming on in to back up the Harbingers, wanting to make sure that our front line doesn't end up shattering after my general died. Over here, seeing that, no, the Corsair Blackguards moving back down the ladder. Looks like I tried to get them on up there for a second. More dismounted Serpent Guard arriving, but the Shield Guard, this must be a new unit of Shield Guard that have come on in. But they are very spread out. Maybe it is the same, because it has been primarily just the Belagar units that have been dying. And just seeing the battles of these higher quality mid-tier units. I don't want to call either of them higher tier, but definitely high quality mid-tier. Sort of battling it out there. Especially with that armor upgrade. Goodness me, the Serpent Guard can hold their own against some quality Mevin has fully arrived. Well, Mevin's been around for quite some time now, backing up Froggy here. And he does still have some reserves. It looks like Froggy's just about out, as is the push on the gate. The last few of these Uruks and Dark Numenorians. We don't just have the only Dark Numenorians here. Perhaps our Dark Numenorians are a bit more greedy, but these Temple Executioners have a much darker, it's much darker motive to keep them fighting. But the Patrolmen are trying to keep them in the corner and batter them down with these, more and more AP damage. Got by a Dunheim Shield Guard there, which, no. I'm definitely not trying to do a shield wall push. I wouldn't be trying to do something like that, I don't think. Not going to be breaking through these champions, so yeah, I'm just grinding away and keeping them away from the Temple Guards, so the Temple Guard can keep their AP damage, rattling into, I suppose, the Shadows? I suppose it must have been the Shadows that were there. That, or the Cavalry Crew. Both decent enough targets. We have Mevin arriving here as well, so Mevin has split his army in half. Backing up both of the Mordor armies. And okay, Asa has left behind a few forces, but it's just men-at-arms at this position. There's no halberd, no pikes, I should say, armor-piercing pikes, no halberds. We have more of these. I'd say it's this very mixed defense. Mr. Sneakman alongside Asa, holding the northern gate up against these shield guard and infantrymen. And the pikes still breaking through. Continuing to grind on the walls. These blackguard perhaps have not even used up their ammunition, but they are Marines. They can go toe-to-toe with some units in melee, especially if they can get up their face with pikes. They'll do not too bad. My blackguard out of ammunition, coming in sort of backstab what was left of patrolmen. And now we're just trying to engage this. And we're up against a lot of these Beast Hunters now. Beast Hunters are AP in melee, but they're still just missile infantry at the end of the day. So that AP gives them a bit of an advantage up against the lower tier units. But what I've got here is still some of my cream of the crop. 45 Sentinels. They were 46 for a second, but no, just 45 left. Chari Shadows have been rattling shots into me. Got my Corsair Infantry through, and I'm actually, oh yeah, this gets a bit bloody. I get my Corsair Infantry up here, hoping to fire some shots down from the defender's own walls. They may be lower walls, but they're still, still gives me a bit of a shot. And in front of me, I've got the likes of the Hashari. Unshielded, double-bladed, just a great little target for me to rattle into. And also the Hashari Stalkers, I'd be more than happy to rattle some hits into those girls. Shadows too, yeah. Lots of just perfect targets. Very poorly armoured, not a shield in sight, and pretty high quality. So I'm rattling some shots into them, but they are going to be responding in kind momentarily, and my poor pirate boys are going to be dropped very, very quickly. For now though, we're trying to just do as much damage as possible to the Stalkers before they get that done. Okay, they've not actually turned their focus toward us. They're still rattling into, the likes of my Blackguard, poor boys. Which is perhaps not a bad idea. Got some Corsair Infantry here that have run out of ammunition, and they're running on over. Damn, yeah. Oh, I think that's what I do send the Blackguard to do. Yeah, good. I was going to say... Where are they? Oh, dear. Yeah, so they have been taking the fire from body piercing units. I get them up on this position, trying to rattle some javelins sort of straight into them there, but to be honest, maybe it would have been better to have sent them over there straight away. Because yeah, you can see how quickly they are getting rattled. They're getting shot in the back as well here until I manage to turn them around. My Corsair Infantry, they're out now. They're coming over here to try and stop these Hashari from getting my back lines. This is no longer a fight I'm going to win. Not when the Hashari manage to make contact, but as long as I can keep this just a face-to-face confrontation, I'll do not too bad. I'll inflict a few casualties. It's no longer about breaking through for me, it's just about killing as many of the enemy as I possibly can before I'm done. We're still seeing a spot of green there, so a handful of my Dunheim boys surrounded by the Dark Numenorians, trying to impress them, I suppose, as we do our best, but Champions of the Nafrat are breaking on down through us. And even the fearsome Temple Guard are not going to be able to match the likes of those disciplined and still incredibly powerful Trollmen. What have I got here? There's still a patch of green. Some glitched out, broken Corsair infantry, and then the rest of my forces are routing. So everything I have is either engaged or routing at this time. More Corsair infantry coming in for a quick backstab there. Just hopefully is going to be enough. But because they've only really engaged in one side, so what I end up doing is I grab them and I force path them forward. So that it's not just this guy on the corner fighting, I need to be everybody fighting. Even if we're going to be losing some of those confrontations.
They have lost half their
I need to use my numbers there and really batter through them. Corsair Blackguards running on through there, taking some fire. Oh, this is something that was quite nice, because that is body-piercing fire that's coming up and over. It's still targeting the Blackguards, but because of their positioning, taking a bit nicer fire now, though. Infantry there trying to fight the Hashari, but the Hashari will love that fight, even though they are quite outnumbered. I wouldn't say dreadfully outnumbered, but quite outnumbered. They'll quite enjoy it, so I'm just going to get the Blackguard again. Not the target I'd want to use for the Blackguard, but somebody's got to bring these guys down, and might as well be me. We've got still some pushing going on. Volchek's perhaps been a little bit more careful with his resources, and he's still got a lot of steam here. And he's making some great progress. He's actually captured, fully captured some sections of the wall. Got both Mr. Sneakman and Assaz's forces pressed up against this this tower here, as the Shield Guard just grind them on down, just little by little, killing off those Trollmen. And the Corsair infantry, more than capable of keeping the... Oh gosh, this champion is an effort. I was going to say more than capable of keeping some Trollmen back. Champions, maybe a different story. Oh, that's one of my allies slain on the walls somewhere. And you see Mevin has come forward here with the Nazguls leading the way. He has been swallowing up some of these forces, and absolutely bashing them down. That's quite cool to see, just a handful of Blackguard now. When you get Blackguard down to that sort of 60-man unit size, they can no longer really be used to create those great bursts through the enemy lines. But you can see just mixing in a great shield unit with a bunch of other units is so cool sometimes, because it just means that you're knocking them around, and especially up against pikes, you're getting right in their faces, and you're allowing your fellow units to follow in behind you and really swallow up this unit of pikes. Like those Southron pikes could have stretched themselves out. They could have held that position quite nicely for at least a little while, but the Blackguard did not let that happen. And over here, Mevin's doing the same with his Blackguard. Again, it's another smaller unit, just 76 of them, but they're busting right through this line, getting into the demons, which is fantastic. Stopping them from being able to use their ammunition is incredibly important, or especially, at least not letting them use their ammunition how they want. Standing on top of this tower, I just wanted, or not tower, pyramid. Is there a nice little, how tall is this? Yeah, cool. Because something you can do, in case you don't know, you can pick sort of a tall structure on a map and climb up, and your camera will stay at that height until you touch your scroll wheel, really. It's quite nice to do this on Isengard, when you can just climb up Orthanc entirely, and you have a perfect view of the battlefield from up there. More of Kazakhstan's forces here, quite content that they've kept Froggy in check, but there's still 2 units of Minas Morgul chosen, very beefy, and we've seen how much our Umbar high quality spears have done, so the Minas Morgul chosen will certainly be menacing. And there's Orc javelins there as well, so he's not out of the fight in the south. Over here, we're still pushing on in, still got my Shield Guard grinding away at this unit of dismounted Serpent Guard. But now that we're freed up on one side, we can fully focus on the other. And get these Corsair infantry around to perhaps perform a little bit of a backstab. These oh no. What's this? That's another. Oh. That's not my general, that's my allies' general. Yeah, announcer got a little bit confused there, but I'm certain that's my allies' general. Because my guy already died. But yeah, it happened over here. Volchek's actually got his sentinels up on the wall, which is a bit unfortunate for him. Don't know if that was his aim or not, but Let's see, pikes are not what you want to send up first. Even something as good as the Sentinels is going to struggle a lot from that, whereas the Sentinels just grinded through the front gate. That could have worked out a lot better for him. But he still does have his Corsair infantry, smashing shots in. All in all, it's going not too bad. And we have managed to catch up, and I think a big part of that has been Mevin's little crusade. With his Blackguard of Barad-dûr, with his Nazgul, he's been running riot through the softer inner lines of the defenders. There's even this one Olakai. That's quite interesting. Usually the one remaining Olakai is the captain of the Olakai unit. But not today. Now it is just one of the standard shock troopers who is ready to bring the pain and vengeance for his allies. Or for his slain friends, as we should say. Dismounted Servant Guard coming on in. Again, just grinding away at Mevin's forces here. Wow, Orc Javi's actually getting a great volley right into their faces there. That's a shame for those Serpent Guard. And very, risky, because those Orc Javelins could have broken there. They weren't fighting back. They were just dying in droves as they were lining up that shot. So, no, it's always risky to get that done. Rogi's got his Orc captains in there. Interesting, okay, and they're going toe-to-toe with this Serpent's Fangs. Now, I really like the Serpent's Fangs, as I do most of these bodyguard archer units, but Orc captains are going to be tough for them to fight. They're really going to rely on those just huge number. You know, the Serpent's Fangs have got a lot of boys in them, they really do. And, oh, is he actually? No, I thought I was seeing Serpent's Fangs pulling out. Some of them have their backs to the enemy. Maybe they have. Did they receive a quick pull-out order and then they stopped it? Either way, they're staying now. It's always tough to kind of decide whether or not to fall back. Oh, that was a pause. Yeah, there we go. That was Froggy's general going down. But I don't think Froggy's... Ooh, he's not got too much left. I love this little surround here. Just the last of Froggy's Minas Morgul chosen, stuck up against the riverside there. Of course, Orcs and Urks hating water, so even if they could strip off that armor, jump into this little patch of water and swim out, they would despise that. Or they're both too scared. You can't blame the boys. Water can be frightening. Water can be very frightening. Dear me, had to jump and do a few little rescues during my time, and nothing actually life-threatening, just little dumb kids getting jumping in from too high a height and so on. But yeah, it can spook people. It can spook people. Daba's actually he's got more left than I thought as well, and more javelins to spend. So we've actually been pretty conservative with our ammunition. But what we have not been conservative with is our lives. We have lost a lot of them, and our elites too. You can see Singular Executioner. You know, they are just pretty limited now. These elite units, and the defenders still have got a few of them, and also some of the defenders have is the likes of their demons and so on, who are elites themselves, but also a lot of damage. Got my blackguards here, slamming into their left side, so yeah, of course their shields are coming into play, but I need this done. I want this corner won. I've sacrificed so many lives to do it. I spent so much time taking it. No, just give it to me, Sneak. I need it, and if it takes me some javelins to get it done, I'll spend those javelins. Damn it. Over here, the main gate. I've been pushed out. The Shari looks... No, they weren't celebrating. They were preparing to throw off a little dagger at me as I routed. But nothing more around here. The last of my routing forces, the Belagar pikes, and over here, the more Belagar footmen. But down to very low units, so... about to be, that's all that can really be expected. So all I have left is that corner. And quite rightly so, Asaz not decided to come and deal with me. I think it's fair enough that he's... because we ran all the way over there to sort me out, which he no doubt would be able to do with one of those units of Shari. Then he's got to run all the way back to the centre, while there's already Orcs and Uruks closing on in. These Serpent's Fangs finishing their fight with the brave Uruk captains and the general there. That was a nice sort of general versus general spat. I forgot about that. So I'm going to have to pour myself a glass in a minute. Let's try and find something nice to watch while we do so. I think this is, if I do remember, this is a bit of a calm before the storm now. Or before the final storm. 16 of these blackguards remaining now. Firepower coming on into these poor orc javelins who are breaking on through. And we're just managed, oh goodness sake. So many dead orcs. Bit of a shame. Oh! Ouch. That was actually meant to go for these guys. I think it was just Asa only had one volley left and he might have had it on fire well, unfortunately. But I didn't realise that they got some fire well there to those port pikes. Oi oi oi. And let's go. This is nice. This is nice. We've got a quick backstab there from the Temple Executioners coming in, and that should work perfectly fine for me to pull my glass. I just can't move the camera. I can still around. So, yeah, as I say, 20. Whoa, god, no. So you got to keep in mind, of course, with you know, some bubbly liquid here.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battles and forging a
but yeah,
worthy
so
victory.
2021. That was fucking fast. I don't know how it was for you guys, but that was a very fucking fast year. Yeah, I very much do remember recording my last blooming New Year's battles, so wow, it was quick. And I mean, hey, you know, was it bad? I could definitely see it being bad for a lot of people. It was a hell of a year, and COVID, of course, being a tremendous, you know, factor in most people's lives there, provided me a job for a good year, going around doing little tests on people and so on, while the shipping industry kind of fixed itself. And yeah, then I finally did manage to land another job at sea on a boat that I'm fairly content with. It certainly is quite a nice little job, and I'm happy enough to be there for some time, I think. So all in all, it's been a pretty good year for me, I'd say. Even if, of course, I was so sad to leave so suddenly, and I hope to get myself into a better routine where I can record much more regularly through YouTube, and actually get myself into a long-lasting good. Oh, my Corsairs ran away, didn't they? Scoundrels, yeah. So all I've got these shield guard left. I'm still just getting these javelins spent. These were the guys that were ripped apart with that body-piercing fire. So, just a handful of shield guard, keeping them in place, and all the while those towers are still pinging away. Think about how long we've been fighting on these walls for. And every second, every tower that we're near. Yeah, and Jesus, over here, there's heaps of towers, and that's just ping, 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 ping. Really rattling down through us. Mevin's pushed on in. Now, this is really... Oh, Serpent's Fangs. Mevin, do you want to turn around? You guys aren't allies here. You're not meant to be fighting back to back like that. Yeah, good. This is what I feel Kazakhstan should definitely do. Just get himself into these... Oh, they did get a volley. Oi, oi, oi. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, but I really think that at this point the defenders do need to make a retreat, and I think that there was that discussion, of course, but it's always the disagreement of, do we want to retreat, or do we want to try and hold out for a bit longer, or is there any point in retreat? Should we just pour our full effort into the outer defense? And yeah, as we're talking about these towers, when you've got a situation where it's multiple towers firing on it, easy peeps, you can rattle some shots in. It can be bloody brutal. But I still, yeah, these Serpent's Fangs, I think that was the discussion. It was the discussion about these Serpent's Fangs that was a pretty hot topic. And it was a case of, do we want to get these guys back? If they tried to run back, they'd probably get a javelin at the back, or do they want to come in for this charge? And the problem is, coming in for this charge, they're going to back up a few of these troll men that are surrounded. Yeah, sure, but they've got Uruk captains there. There's so many elites that are just better in metal. Oh, they've got some shots left. Again, the problem is, like, the power from these Serpent Fangs is that poison arrow. It's causing those routes. It still is quite a high damage arrow, but it's not as high damage as a lot of other, like, major elites. Some dismounted Serpent Guard coming in there. Trying to hold back the Minismal Chosen, I suppose. But yeah, I think it was basically just, he could have maybe pulled these guys out. But he went for this outer defense. You could argue, yeah, I mean, this tower's firing, this tower's firing. This one is a little, this one is too. You know, I can understand outer defenses and holding those towers to the last man, but I just don't think it's maybe doing enough. And we have so many of these like very high damage, units like the catapults. I mean, like the Hashari with their daggers, even. Like a full unit of Serpent's Fangs there and so on. There's a lot of ammunition that we still have to spend, and I think pulling back a unit of Serpent's Fangs could have been quite useful there. Have I finally won this corner? I have. Good, thank goodness. Right, that's fine. So yeah, let's see. My time at home has been lovely. I would have loved to have more, of course. We always would. And zooming away far more soon than I would like. But I hope that I'm able to organise a better routine, get a better contract signed up. Things have changed at work, of course, that has altered my situation and made me much more desiring of an updated contract. So I'll for sure be pushing for that, and I'd love to get an equal amount of time at home if possible, so that I can record a lot more content and yeah, fulfill the dream of having it be a consistent 2 videos a week all the time. That would just be fantastic for me. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I think at this time of recording that, to definitely have 2 videos a week coming out for a few months after I leave. And it's definitely been like a tough choice of like, would I prefer to just have 2 videos coming out for a few months, or would I prefer having a video come out, well, like 2 videos a week coming out for a full month, or would I prefer to have a single video a week coming out for cheapers coming out for the full length of my time, and so that that could be constant, then that could be fully constant. I love this little dagger dance that they have sometimes. I don't know why the Hashari do it, and a lot of their, yeah, it's like, I don't quite get it with Hashari. Like, it's not really in their hand when you're looking at it from a certain angle. Yeah, it sort of dances around a bit. Very strange. You don't get that with other units. I mean, I know it's because they throw things, but unsure. Anyway, stalkers there. I didn't. Wait. Oh, okay. No. I thought for a second that the stalkers were like 2-bladed rangers. That was an interesting sight, but no. Fair enough to just be that single blade. They're still very menacing, and I mean, just a grind. Just that 78 individual infantrymen that we're gonna have to get through that are quite skilled in melee. So all I've got left is this force here. This is my strike force. Got my 10 shield guard, 13 black guard, and that's it, because this unit over here I suspect is glitched out in the tower. Perhaps he's somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Yep, he's supporting. He's supporting as best he can from there. Now it's basically just the choice of like, what do I do with them? Now I saw this and holy smokes, am I gonna kill these guys? Surely not. Very nice. Now they were out of their ammunition, but 4 cavalrymen can do some work, charging in and out, or cavalry woman in this case. So yeah, coming up with a quick charge there. I was quite chuffed. I didn't realise I wiped any units with
slain the enemy general.
And that's good. Yeah, so you can see that happened over here. Just goodness sake, the Serpent's Fangs actually ended up getting. This was a pretty wild little confrontation then, as the Serpent's Fangs climbed up. But yet still just ping those arrows from the towers, still doing work out here. For, I mean, all in all, probably about 25,000 frames. No, 20,000 frames. 20,000 frames of arrow fire coming into the attacking forces. So no doubt did some good work. Serpent's Fang's going to try their best to hold out as long as they can, but those great captains and some deadly executioners mixed in amongst them, not going to be easy. So Mevin is our final like powerhouse. There's a very skilled player to bring it home, very confident player to bring it home, which is what you want. It's so easy to... That was quite an unlucky catapult volley there. It's so easy to choke in this ending point of a fight. You know, you lose your confidence. You know it's all on you. If you screw up, and then you've lost it for your team. So I do totally understand it, and I think it is one of the reasons that I favor my like very aggressive early aggression sort of ideas. So that I am never this remaining strong powerhouse at the end of a fight. In addition to that, saying that, Mevin does have some stuff left, but Umbar has managed to come around and claim this eastern gate. So it is Umbar that claimed this eastern gate. It wasn't my commander that did it. My commander died fighting for it over here. I think this captain of the Blackguard has sort of found his body, hopefully preparing it for an honourable journey back to the homeland. But yeah, and some stuff, and a bit of fodder there. Fodder that can take a bit of a pounding. Shield guard there. We've seen their power throughout this fight, but that's it actually. Okay, he doesn't have a tremendous amount. 32 sentinels. If they can avoid fire, they'll be very useful. Yeah, that's Captain of the Sentinels. Some more pikes. Blackguard there with their javelins in hand. Okay. Interesting stuff. Hishari here. Now, whether or not those Hishari have used up their daggers will change the game. I love this Captain of the Serpent Guard. It's such a big sword. Man has pretty much just a massive falx there that he's wielded into combat. And yeah, so I was just waiting for my time. Yeah, just 2 units. I mean, 10 and 13. It's not negligible. I can, we've had smaller units do more. What's this red that we've got here? Routing. Looks like they're maybe being chased by the Temple Guard. Oh, some shenanigans going outside. Let's jump to... no, it's my end of your fight. I'm not doing any skipping. So I will state. Said it in the last fight. But yeah, I appreciate you watching my videos any way you want to. I really do stress, try out watching my videos at 2 times speed. Maybe not 2 times speed. Try out watching them at 1.5 times speed. I talk quite slowly, and watching through my videos at 1.5 times speed, you can get through a lot more of my videos. Hey! So, think about it, give it a go. I'd say that's how I tend to watch Third Age content. If you go through Umad's videos, if you go through Scout's videos, if you go through anybody else that's posting Reforged videos, it's very possible that you're going to find a comment by me. And the only reason I'm able to do that is because I'm watching every video at 2 times speed. I'm blitzing through these bad boys. So yeah, you can still, don't be silly about it. Actually watch the video, but, hell, watch whatever you want from me. And then in addition to that, just in case you didn't know, oh yeah, shoot, I stopped a guy. No. Or I was trying to stop these Serpent Guard from jumping in. Because they were being pursued. They were being pursued by Mevin. No, we're going to stop them. So I sent in my Shield Guard. But it's 10 Shield Guard versus, at the time, more than 18 of the Serpent Guard. We're down to 8 now. Lucky for us, we're not armor upgraded, but my guys have developed a deep hatred of the Serpent Guard. We've got the Blackguard behind us now. But we're only down to 4 guys. I don't know why I didn't send the Corsair Blackguards in there at the same time. Maybe I think they were my very last unit, so I wanted to save something. But had I sent both of them in there, I think that probably could have caused a break. And my poor boys, they tried to hold the line. But I think those servant guard are actually getting out, aren't they? Oh, scoundrels. Yeah, just before the bulk of Maven's forces arrived there. Or, well, another beefy unit arrived. Oh, we did get a break, but they're going to make it away. That's a shame. Oh, Habit's not pointing in our direction. But yeah, so also, in case you didn't know, you've got that arrow key. You know, that right arrow key and the left arrow key. You can jump forward and back about five seconds. So if I'm watching a video, and, you know, say some guy starts talking about a blooming ad. Guy's like, oh, you know, hey, so this, you know, it's sponsored by NordVPN, blah, blah, blah. Just as soon as I hear that, just press that right arrow key. PewDiePie was talking about, oh my god, Winnie Pups watches PewDiePie, what a nerd. Yeah, PewDiePie was talking about it a while ago. So, like, most ad reads are in blocks of 30 seconds. So if you're reading an ad, they're either going to pay you to do a 30-second ad, a 1 minute ad, or a 1 minute 30 ad. So probably not much more than that, but yeah, it's usually going to be in this block of 30 seconds. So if some guy starts talking about NordVPN, you can usually press that right arrow key, press it 6 times, bam, 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 bam. That's, yeah, okay, good, my brain's not broken. You press that 6 times, that's 30 seconds. So, yeah, some of the ads are just those 30-second ads. Some of the ads are a minute, so you press that 12 times. And then if you think, oh wait, no, okay, this is a 1 minute 30 ad, just blitz through it. You know, no point. I mean, some people do make their ads funny, and like, you know, you're still watching their content. It is what it is. I pay for YouTube Premium. You know, why I pay to skip the ads. You know, you can't be shoving more ads at me. I say that exactly. Like, I would certainly run an ad. Some guy talked to me and he was like, "Hey man, could you chat about this fucking dumb meme? I don't care what it is. If you want to pay me, I'll talk all day. I'll spend half the video talking about your stuff. You want to pay me? No problem." Winnie Pops has no problem being a sellout. I want to make that very clear. So that oh dear. Anyway, got my Corsair Black guards in the fight now, alongside the up against the champions in Afra. Love this very bloodied Corsair infantryman. Oh, Corsair Black guard, not infantryman. Trying my best. Down to 9 now. We're pretty out of our element. Like, Corsair, get the fuck back here. We're an enemy, get the fuck back here. No. I mean, the all like, don't you scoundrels! Mordor patrols are bolting too, so this went from being quite a nice fight to being suddenly a very bad fight for us. And I like to think that we never gain some good favour with these dark powers by having the last of our unit trying its best to fight side by side with the captain or the general of Daba. Or it might not be Daba's general, because I think everything there is gone. God, that went from all right to just dead, just showing, I guess, the real brutal power of Harad, both at range and at melee. They are, yeah, I mean, very Rudar-esque in a way. I don't know why I do. I mean, not to toot my horn or anything. I don't know why I tend to do pretty well with Rudar, but I tend to do so poorly with Harad. Given that they're both, you know, they're lightly armored factions. Maybe no, I think I know why. I think it's generally like most of Rudar's roster. Rudar's not just got that aggression and that high attack damage and that AP focus. Rudar's also got this morale. You know, for an evil man, Rudar's morale can go toe-to-toe with the good Western Kingdoms men, especially Cardinal and so on, you know? So, whereas Harad's just got so many of these, like, low morale units, they're much more common for the evil man. You know, they're not so much, they've travelled so far from home to fight for a cause that they don't really understand a lot of the time, whereas the men of Rudar, they're right here. You know, they're fighting in their homeland most of the time that they're fighting. So, or what they perceive to be their home, at least. And so that's justifying their morale. You know, it's not so much it's not that the men and women of Harad are cowardly by any stretch. It is just that they're fighting so far from home, and it's difficult to keep a military force enthused in that. Oh, right, okay, we've actually got a little bit of this poison arrow damage hitting our friendly lines, but everything there is locking up, so, you don't know, I guess, yeah, you're fine. And it's helped cause those Beliar pikes to rout. Some of these, oh, wow, Wojcik's actually still got ammunition in his Corsair infantry, that's wild. Very interesting to see. And we've got a push over here too. So it's interesting, Mevin's leading that push. There isn't a push on this southern side. Right, okay, okay. And they've left that totally empty. You can see these champions in Nafrat sprinting on around here now, chasing out the Orc Javelins. Once again igniting those towers to shoot a few of the routing Orc Javelins, but not really a major factor. Oh, this was what the discussion was, I remember. So there was the sort of the thought of like, what is Kazakhstan going to do with this? He's going to take these 20 champions, come around and strike this position on the flank of Mevin, start trying to roll up that line. Now the issue is they've got javelins here, you've got Temple Guard there. It's... could he fight 1v1 against everything there on their flank? Yeah, I could definitely see that, but you know, it might not work out that way. And also, got to keep in mind, this is toward the end of the fight. These Haradrim forces have been fighting tooth and nail for their homeland, so it's for this great city. And that sounded very sarcastic, didn't it? But I guess that's how a fluid Dark Numenorian would view this shit. Don't know really. No, there's no Numenorian heritage yet. At least, right? So yeah, very, very demeaning to these person. But yeah, it's a damn shame. Oh, more of these blooming rocks. Crashing on in, crushing a few Temple Guard, perhaps. As the Temple Guard do shuffle around. Champions and Afrat, yeah, they're engaging. They have actually managed to get a decent little engagement, but oh no, Froggy's more on archers. And do they don't have their bows? Well, maybe the fact that they're running around the tower, well, the walls makes me think that they do have ammunition. Ah, wait, shoot. They're still Nazgul. Ah, damn. Champions and Afra are actually an amazing unit to deal with the Nazgul, but when you're fighting man for man with Nazgul, I mean, you gotta be bloody Aragon to be doing that. You know, no mortal man is really gonna be able to deal with a Nazgul one-on-one. So yeah, you're stuck there, unfortunately. And especially some Orc Fodder coming in there. Orc Fodder do... Oh, and there's even a Temple Executioner who is much more man for man. The counter, or the... Wait a second. Who did you just kill there? Was that... Oh, he's dead now. How many Nazgul? Nah, damn. I thought he killed a Nazgul. Also, I know Orc Fodder stepped in to take the swing. You got the synchronized kill and like beheaded something. I was like, oh, bloody hell, dude, if you killed a Nazgul, chuff the beds. But no, unfortunately not. Over on this side, we do have the Umbar forces again crashing on in. More champions in Afra to deal with, though, as they cause some damage. Goodness me, it's late. I always feel, you know, I always want to record another one during New Year's, sort of right after. I always record these so late at night. Like, I will see how much up. I
Praise to our Lord. Our men have slain the enemy general. Now his men will lose heart.
Yes. Oh man, the last one. Really good. I loved that battle. That was good. I thought it was a good battle. It was a good video. But then I just listened to it. I was like, what happened to my voice? What's going on? And I recorded through my headset microphone instead of through my actual like desk mic. So I was so upset. So I do want to do that battle again because it was a fun one. Servants Fangs here, red. Oh, poor boys. And just come in and try and stop Mevin here. Stop this wild charge of Minas Morgul forces. Oh, what's this? One Trollman, the captain of the Trollman unit. So he will have more hit points than a standard captain. And he will also have an AP sword with his attack. So he's going to be something. He'll be able to drop a... Definitely Minas Morgul, Jothan, what happened to you, my man? Did you just get blasted by the general or something? What knocked you on your ass? Oh, it might have been a friend. It must have been a friendly fire hit from the javelin. So yeah, two big things in gaming right now, I guess, that I've been enjoying a fair bit. Project Zomboid, big time. I don't think I'll ever do a Project Zomboid. Well, no, I don't want to say not ever. I just don't have the time right now. Like, I'd love to do a Project Zomboid video. Just from like me and my friends messing about Project Zomboid, it'd be a lot of fun. But no, I don't have the time to edit one of those up right now. So unfortunately not going to happen, but I have been playing a lot of Project Zomboid. New multiplayer stuff. We used to play multiplayer Project Zomboid, but that was during the days where you had to get a dedicated server. Whereas nowadays you don't have to do that. You can just launch it up, somebody can host a game, and you can join in. I would really recommend, if you've not played Project Zomboid, check it out. Like, I'm a huge zombie guy. I freaking love zombies. I want to make that so clear. Like, I really do need to stress, I love zombies. I'm just, yeah, huge fan of zombie media, zombie games, zombie just movies, everything. Huge fan. So when it comes to Project Zomboid, I think that they really nail so many things, and it's so much fun. Then, in addition to that, we've got Mordor. Mordor has actually received a big update. Which is pretty great. Now, unfortunately, Mordor has definitely suffered, and no, I don't want to say suffered. The situation with Mordor is what I expected would happen with Mordor. I loved Mordor in the beginning, and I still do. I think it's such a terrific game. But the problem is, you jump into a game of Mordor now, it is tough. Because you have some guys, not everybody in the server, I'm still alright, but you've got some guys in that server that are incredible. Now, you always had that. You always had a few guys that were, up there, really top tier players. But jeepers, now it's quite a common sight. So it's a concern. It's a concern, but I do still love it. I guess it just kind of sucks that I went from being like one of the higher mid-tier guys that you'd see to suddenly like, oh god, I'm shit at this game. But yeah, or at least I'm not so great. We've got Bochek's Corsair boys in the center, and now it's just glitched out units. That's all that is remaining. I think we're good. So yeah, we'll just sell them. Yeah, well, no, we'll stop there. So thank you guys very much. Not just for this battle. Damn, yeah, I got salty at the end of the last one. Like, I guess I'll just stress, like, when I say thank you guys very much, I really do mean it. This YouTube has been a very fun experience for me. I did it for two things. One, to try and like pay back the Reforged community for providing what I really feel is one of the best strategy game, multiplayer strategy game experiences that I've ever had. I love this. Yeah, it's a cute and white flag there. One of the best like strategy environments that I've had. I don't have any modding ability, so this is the only way that I can sort of pay this back to them. And in addition to that,
our enemy has lost
it's just to
we must
to
push
be
our
remembered, I
advantage.
suppose. And it's nice to have people watching, it's a lot bigger than I ever imagined it would be.
Fate
So
has been
I'm very
kind
grateful
to us
for that.
and delivered us victory.
Every
Easily have been us out
yeah,
there, slain and defeated
situation
on
has
the
just
field.
turned out pretty top tier. So I'm very grateful. I can't remember which I am. We'll see. See if there's anything that sort of sticks out. I know my Harbingers didn't get too many kills, and they all died. So could have been me. Also could have been him. Sentinels, infantry. Yeah, I mean, some of my blackguards did not get many kills there. Oh, they survived. Okay, no, this is him. Yeah, because I didn't have any survivors. So yeah, that's quite a... Or I didn't have this many survivors. Damn, he had a lot of Corsairs. What the hell? Were they... They must have been over here. I didn't realize you had so many Corsairs. Or did they... Oh, casualties healed. Ah, I see, I see, I see. Okay, maybe. Yeah, okay. That's gonna make it more confusing, for sure. But yeah, of course, Corsair's not really racking up kills. Well, not many kills for either of us. They're really just there to be fodder. But saying that, I mean... Poor Belagar Footman didn't actually inflict many kills either. Poor boys. Yeah, I mean, hey, 68, that's not too bad for a siege attack. Belagar Pikes doing their best as well. Infantry, alrighty. Sentinels there? I don't know who I was. Oh, No, couldn't say. But either way, it was a Northern Wastes? I don't think so. Perhaps the Northern Wastes of far south Harad, maybe. Goodness sake. So I think that this, as I say, this was Mr. Sneakman. There was definitely a bit of like a... I think had Mr. Sneakman not been having to like do a bit of mentoring there, the boys were good. But I think had he been able to just fully focus on ripping us apart. I like that they're all they're Nazgul, like the captains. Yeah, it was good, cool namings for this. But anyway, we'll jump off. So yeah, happy New Year. We wish you all the best of luck for 2022. Goodness sake, it's come fast, as I say. And also, you know, if you want to, you can check the description for the other sort of failed end of year battle. And also there'll be a description for Umad's take on this battle, which will probably be a lot more organized than mine was. So thank you guys, and I will see you later.